Today we're going to show you how to cut or trim. We're making a new standard that you're only going to get two pieces out of each of your, two pieces of 1/4 inch trim out of each 1 inch piece. So I've got 4 at 35.5, 2 at 31, and 2 at 24. You've got to really pay attention. Installers will know and understand this. There's been times when we've got trim out there and it's been cut to 35 instead of 35.5 or whatever, and then we go to install it. Sometimes you even nail it on flush at the bottom, think it's good, and then it's got a big old 1 inch too short. So you really got to make sure you set your, it's just like when you're cutting face frames, cutting anything, set your stop to your measurement, look at the measurement on here, and even double check. So if it's an upper trim, it should always be a 1/2 inch shorter than the height of the stiles on the face frame. So these two pieces of trim are for these cabinets right here, and they're 36 inches. The stiles are 36 inches. So yeah, unless it's to the ceiling, and then we just go the length of the stile so that make sure we have plenty of room. But you always go 1/2 inch down from that. So 36 minus 1/2 inch is 35.5. So whenever you see any measurements written in like this, that just means that there's usually only one person doing it. And Scott does a great job of writing these measurements in, but we're all human and we can make mistakes. And so whenever you see stuff written in, always double check it. We've got 4 at 35.5. Okay, one piece and two pieces. Makes you at 35.5. Then I did one piece at 31. There's two trim pieces, 31, so I need one at 31 inches. And the 24, the 2 at 24 are for that fridge cabinet that is going to, it's going tight to a soffit. So like Scott said, it's going tight to the ceiling. So they're both at 24. They're going to be a little bit long. So we have to cut those on site because we never know. It could be 23 and 5/8, 23 and 7/16. We don't know exactly, so we just leave them a little bit long. Okay, now that I've got those pieces here, like Ralph said, I can just go ahead and take these, set the standard to 6, that's paint grade material, and I can just go ahead and sand all 4 of these sides real quick. These should be sanded really well already, so you just have to make sure that the back side has these lines in it, these planer marks. Make sure that you're not using that as the front, as the face. So that's what you need to do to each 1 inch piece. You're gonna sand. I didn't really sand this too much because usually this is just fine for paint grade material. Although if I look close, I can see a little bit of lines in it, so I'm gonna sand it some more on the face right there. That's what's good about putting it up in these lights. You can see a little bit more. Just by hand, go over the routed edge. Make sure you just clean that up. And I'm not going to do all 3 of these pieces. I don't think it's necessary for the video. But once you've done that to all 4 of your pieces, then you'll take it over here. Now, one thing I want to do first, actually, I'm gonna flip these all over and do this at the same time. Just take your pencil and put marks across all this. And you'll see what that'll do when we get over to the table saw. Then we'll take this over to the table saw. Set it for 1/4 inch. Normally, I was in the spray booth, so I didn't have my thing on, but normally I would just put this face down and label it right here. Because if you carry all the whole bundle over there, you get everything mixed up, and then you do a bunch of over processing trying to flip it back over and find which side, which is the good side. And now all I have to do is basically just label this, the trim, the job name. So I'll take over here and do that. This is Brio 689, phase 1, pure white. And I know it takes time and stuff, but make sure you label, write the colors out. Don't just put PW. It's just, you're putting quality above speed to make sure that in the future we can know what color it is and stuff. And that's how we're going to do trim going forward.